Hi, I'm Terry Brock with TerryBrock.com. Today, the internet is all the rage. We're using it. We're using social media, and they're really good. But you know, it comes back to attitude and how you're going to face life that really matters in business and in life. And to find out about that, we have someone who's really an expert on attitude and how to do it. His name is Dr. Willey Jolley, and he joins us here right now. Willie, thanks for being with us.
My dear friend, Terry Brock, it's a joy, a privilege, and a pleasure to be here with you on TerryBrock.com.
Yeah, you bet. Well, honored to be with you. And also, congratulations on your doctorate that you have now in achievement that you just recently earned. So we can legitimately, real world, call you a doctor. So congratulations.
Well, thank you. I'm excited about it. And now my wife can actually say, Dr. Jolley, take out the trash.
That's good. Well, now, I'm excited about the work that you have done. You've done a lot of projects. You've helped many people, literally millions, on the importance of attitude. And I love that attitude. You know, ATT, the song that you have, it's great. If you haven't listened to his song and got his CD, you need to. Where do they get the CD, by the way?
Oh, they can get that at WilleyJolley.com. You can get it at on iTunes. The song is called "It's All About Your Attitude," and it's part of my Money Making Music and Motivation series or CD set. And it's created because people want to have music that kind of entertains them, but unfortunately a lot of the music that I was listening to on the radio or heard about was not encouraging, was not uplifting, or not positive, motivational. So I created a whole CD of motivational music, and you got to keep kicking, If You Believe, The Impossible Dream, but then some original songs like It's All About Your Attitude, where I talk about it's about your attitude, and it's a upbeat kind of hip hoppy kind of. I had a great producer who produced Earth, Wind and Fire's album, who helped me with it, and just fantastic. So WilleyJolley.com, and look for free music or just look for the music section.
Yeah, very good. Well, let me address that, because sometimes we're going to say, well, we're in the age of the internet. We're in the age of social media, and attitude, you don't hear a lot about that from Facebook and Twitter and folks, but we know it's really important. What role do you see attitude playing in getting work done in the real world today in the age of social media?
Well, you know, you just mentioned that I got my doctorate in achievement, and achievement is the end result of work, and work is the end result of your thinking. Your thinking determines your actions determine your results.
You mean I got to work at this? I thought they just sent me a check because I'm a nice guy. Doesn't it work that way?
Unfortunately, it does not work like that. You actually have to work for it. And so attitude helps you to work more efficiently, effectively, and with excellence. So my latest book is An Attitude of Excellence. I'm very excited that now is in multiple printings, and it's not even in stores yet. People from major corporations are calling saying, I heard about this book. It's growing companies, but we can't get it. So know that it is going to be soon in stores, but you can get it on WilleyJolley.com. But attitude and excellence. Attitude helps you to create excellence, and everybody wants as one of their core values. You ask any company, is excellence one of your core values? Always, yes. Yeah. Always.
You're always agreeing to that.
Absolutely. But how do you get to excellence? It's an attitude. Creating wonderful, successful, positive thinking, great-minded people. And I believe that you've got to grow your people if you want to grow your future and grow your success. Best way to grow your personal future is grow yourself, as you and I both know, because we both have been students of self-development. Yeah. But the best way to grow your organization is always to grow your people.
Absolutely. So as you're growing your people, then you're able to achieve that. Well, let me take you from attitude, which we all agree, we've got to have that, into achievement. What's the next thing after you've got the attitude? Yeah, I'm ready to go. I've come back from that rally. I'm pumping my fists in the air. I'm feeling good. What's next so we can hit achievement?
Well, you got to keep it going. And
how do we do that?
And, you know, that's a problem. Because just as you and I, we speak at major corporations all over the world. People go in, they get all fired up, they get excited, they hear us, they say, oh, I can do that. And they go home to some negative experience, negative spouse, negative friend, negative family member, negative news. And before long, it's like chipped away at that high that they had. And before you know, they're back where they were, just drudgery, going doom and gloom. And so what we want to do is find a way to continue it, to maintain it. So what we did was said, we had so many companies who said, you know, Willie, you hit a home run. What do we do to sustain it? And I said, you know, for years, I said, well, just give them a book or something, until I realized most people don't read the books that they get.
Yeah, it's very sad. They don't. They've got them on their bookshelves and don't mean to read it, but never get around to it.
They don't read it, nor do employees read the manuals. I got an experience that made me change my thinking. My granddaughter works at a fast food place, and she got this job. They gave her a uniform. Uniform costs about $115 per uniform to get a new employee. Everyone has to have a uniform. They get the uniform, and one day she was in the kitchen with the other employees, and one of them dropped a piece of chicken on the floor. And they all looked and said, "What do we do?" And they said, "I don't know." And one of them picked the chicken up and threw it in the fryer. I said, "No, you're not supposed to do that." I said, "Isn't that in your manual?" She said, "Well, we all got the manual." I said, "How long is the manual?" "Oh, about 100 pages. How much of it did you guys read?" "Oh, about 10 pages.
Yeah. You know, so having the manual written, it isn't the thing. They've got to actually do it and get on there. And you mean they have to read, they have to study.
Well, they're supposed to. But unfortunately, human nature says that, well, I'll do enough to get going, and then I'll shadow somebody out. And there's no way to find out whether they actually did it, because the managers are so busy, they don't have time to test them and do all of that. So I said, look, ding, 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 light bulb. I said, why don't we create a training program, a inspirational attitude development, a year of motivation and attitude for each employee, that they can get on their cell phone, they can get on their tablet, they can get on their computer with little modules that teach them about attitude, that teach them about leadership, that teach them about customer service, that teach them about team building, that teach them about making a commitment to be the best you can be. Do that, little segments, and then the manager can actually see whether they've watched the whole thing or not. And at the end of each segment is a test out. So then they can test out, and the manager can get an email that says they got scored 80, 90. If they score 20, oh, you got to do that again, kid. Yeah. You know that. And then find a way that we can continue with daily little pieces that they can get every day on their phone, little 1-minute messages that they can get first thing in the morning before they go to work. Hey, this is going to be a great day. Think about positive things. I said,
it's like they've got that attitude, and they keep that with them then as they go. So what role does attitude play also with the skills? Like, for instance, if we were to give those attitude to surgeons, that'd be good. We want the surgeons to be upbeat and all that, but they need probably something else before you'd want them to cut you open. You know, what kind of other training is available, and what would you recommend in those areas?
Well, you got to constantly pursue excellence in your skill set, you know, because excellence or success is part mindset and part skill set. And if you miss on either of those sets, you're going to have a problem. And so what we want to do is help people create great people. Great people, because great people give great service. Good people give good service. Mediocre people, mediocre service. Negative people will kill your organization. So rather than, you know, the book you and I have read it over the years, I've seen it on the bookshelf. Don't fire them, fire them up. Yeah. And so don't fire them when you can grow them. Mm-hmm. You know, what does it take? It takes 3 times as much. It costs you 3 times as much to get a new employee as to take the one you've got and grow them. You know, isn't that amazing? And that's why we have been able to sustain 20 plus years speaking, because those companies that are forward thinkers realize, you know what, we're going to bring in an expert, a Terry Brock, who's the expert, the best at the best. And for those who don't know, he's the best of the best in technology on the planet Earth. That's my estimation.
Thank you very much.
Let me tell you why, though. I always have to tell them why. When I first met Terry, and that's been 15, 20 years ago now, he was doing a session, and I was new to computers. I didn't feel comfortable. I was scared of it. And Terry said, a computer is just a extension of your arm. And he said, understand that that's all it is. Don't let it frighten you. And he helped me to get past my fears. And that's what, I'll never forget that. And he said, it's like a bump in the road. You'll have some. It's okay. Just keep, it's all right. So, you know, folks, I want to encourage you to stay close to Terry. If you are on his newsletter, read it. He got good stuff. He always giving good tips. He tells us what kind of stuff to get, what kind of equipment. So anyway, great people give great service. Good people give good service. Mediocre people give mediocre service. And negative people kill your organization. And that's what we want to help organizations do, grow. And we want to help you. Whether you work for yourself, whether you work for a company, we want you to succeed. And the best way to succeed is grow you, because the best way to grow your future is grow yourself.
Exactly. And so it's a matter of maintaining the right attitude and coupling it with those skills, like you said. I found that listening to your CD, the attitude, you've got to listen to this thing. If you haven't got it, get that thing. You're going to love it. You're going to go, thank you, Terry. I'm glad you told me to get it, because I've been listening to that. I remember one time I was in Michigan. I had a experience. I was going to a meeting, and I had a little bit of a challenge in one situation, and I was listening to it all down I-94. Those of you from Michigan know what I'm talking about. From Detroit over to Jackson. I was listening to that, and that attitude just turned me around. I thought, I'm going to make it no matter what, because I started thinking it opened up my mind to new options, to new possibilities, and that, yep, I can turn this situation around.
It's so critical you said that, because I'd make a point to listen to positive music every morning. And we were recently at a conference, and the speaker before me was not that positive, kind of negative, in fact. And so I said, you know what? I need something to lift my spirits. And I went and got my that same CD is a song called "You Got to Keep Kicking," and I listened to it right before I went on stage, and it inspired me. One time I was speaking for a Marriott, and I would speak for the change and shift. So it was about 3 o'clock in the afternoon. The day people and then the night people coming in, they'd have me speak for both of them at the change and shift. Well, that afternoon I'm sitting in my hotel room. I don't have anything to do. I'm turning the TV. I see the movie Selena. You remember the movie Selena with Jennifer Lopez? And it's about this Mexican singer who's fantastic, and she becomes a big star, and she gets killed by one of her fans. And she gets killed at the end of the movie. And we talk about a bummer, and I'm sitting there crying, and I got a half hour. I got to get on stage and be I said, oh no, this is not going.
Don't watch that movie right before you go on stage.
No,
not a good idea.
Right. And I said, what am I going to do? And I said, got to keep kicking. And I pulled out my at that point I had an iPad, a pod. Before I had an iPhone, and I had my music, and I listened to kind of and lifted my spirits. Scripture talked about the fact that King Saul would have David play music when he was depressed. The music lifts your spirits, and so that is why I make it a point of. It's called Money Making Music, and I encourage you just to get it. Try it. One lady said she was suffering from depression. Had been taking all sorts of medications, had been in and out the hospital, and started listening every day. And it just lifted her spirit.
I think you're right. You got a really good point there. Scientifically, we know that our attitude and the way we feel really affects us and who we are. And I would find those particular songs, those particular maybe inspirational quotes, inspirational messages that help you store it on your smartphone. You can do it on your iPhone, your Samsung, or whatever you've got. We've got a lot of tools for that today. And have that ready to go. Just in case. You got it in your hip pocket there when that really negative thing hits you, which life has got those. It's got its bummers. It's got its downtimes. Have them ready to go. So it's like, okay, when it hits, you whip out that motivation that's there for you. I love the ones that you have. I think they're fabulous. And you pop that in, pop your headphones on, and listen to it, and you're a lot better off.
It's incredible, the response. Again, we get emails from people around the country. In fact, I got an email from a guy in Australia who said, I listened every day, and I went from 50th in my company to #1 in real estate sales. Because of the just changing my attitude. Maya Angelou says something like this. She said, something in life you don't like, change it. If you can't change it, change your attitude.
Kind of like the prayer of St. Francis of Assisi.
Absolutely. So
I love her stuff, by the way. She's another person. I just love everything she's written.
Maya Angelou is a fabulous lady. So what we want to do is empower and encourage and inspire people and help them understand about achievement. Achievement takes work. That's what I'm going to be. That's my mission now. Help people to use their God-given abilities to maximize their future and achieve more. And what we've found is the difference between success and achievement. Success is when you stand at the end of the finish line holding up the trophy and I succeeded. But achievement is what you had to do to get to this.
Which is the part where you've got to be willing to pay the price. And many people go, yeah, I want that trophy, but okay, that means you got to run, you got to practice, you got to run those laps on a Tuesday when it's cold and kind of raining outside and you'd really rather be home drinking whatever and sleeping and taking it. No, you got to get out there and pay the price.
And in business, the same. When many people want to become wealthy, and I think that's great, and they want to have success in their financial lives, their personal lives, but it takes work. Everything takes work. My marriage, going into a 29th year marriage.
Congratulations.
Thank you. It takes work. I asked the older gentleman, I said, what's the secret to success? He said, you got to work for it. Got to work.
That's really important. It does take work. You've got to do it, but with the right attitude and that enthusiasm and the ability to do it in a real scientific way, you can make it happen. Willie, you're wonderful. It is always good to see you, my friend, and we not going to let you get away without telling people again how they can get in touch with you, and be sure and spell your website.
Okay, well, WilleyJolley.com, WilleyJolley.com, or you can go to WJ Speaks. That will do it too. That'll get, because some people can't spell it. They just WJSpeaks.com. Also, go to WilleyJolley.com/free, and then you can get my free stuff. We got free books. We got some of this free music Terry talked about. WillieJolley.com/free. Last thing I want to give you is a little gift I gave to the people today.
Go for it.
This is a special. Text me at WJWOW at 58885. WJWOW at 58885, and you'll get a interview I did with the Billionaire Mastermind Forum. Incredible platform for me to speak at. Les Brown had spoke there the week before. I spoke later, and it was incredible to be invited and offered the opportunity, and I'm going to give you that speech free. So text 58885, text WJWOW, and you'll get it.
Willie, thanks for being with us.
Let me close one thing.
Yeah.
Follow your dream wherever it leads. Don't be distracted by less worthy needs. Shelter it, nourish it, help it to grow. Hold your dream deep, down deep where dreams grow. Follow your dream, pursue it with haste. Life is too precious, too fleeting to waste. Be faithful, be loyal, and all the day through, the dream that you follow will keep coming true. I am grateful that I have a good buddy named Terry Brock, my other brother from another mother.
Absolutely.
And I'm grateful for his friendship over the last 20-some years. Keep listening to Terry Brock. He's the best.
Well, thank you, Willie. Really important. And think about this. You know that there's going to be times when you're feeling down. You just go, I didn't quite make it. This is going to help you. And there's free stuff there. But really, it's not free. Even though Willie's giving it to you free, it's going to cost you your time. It's going to cost some effort. But do that. Be willing to pay that price. And later on, be willing to part with some coins, because that's how you're going to get ahead. You've got to work for it, but success is possible. And Willie demonstrates that. Willie, my friend, thank you again.
Thank you.
Wish you the very best, and we will see you again. I'm Terry Brock. Thanks for joining us.